YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube channel. See, she said she sent me a TikTok. Let me see. I got banned off of TikTok to the 12th. Oh yeah. I can definitely do that. You want a big dog? That's what I am, a big dog. Shout out to her. Yeah, man. Welcome to my YouTube channel, man. So, man, I hope everybody enjoyed that Super Bowl game, man. What a game, man. Man, I was telling some of the guys at the shop, I'm like, look, man, don't bet on this game, man, because you're gonna lose your money, man. And I told them guys, I said, hey, man, betting on this game, man, is then all they was talking about the Chiefs. Everybody coming to shout like, I'm going with the Chiefs. The favorite saying was, you can't bet against Mahomes. And I'm trying to tell them brothers, look, man, he not cut like no Brady, man. You know what I'm saying? He not cut like that. Man, you betting against, well, you better bet against Mahomes, cause man, that defense, man, hey man, I was telling them brothers, man, look, man, that pass rush, man, that Philly had this year, it was just, man, them boys was how they was collapsing that pocket, man. They'll put four men on the line. They'll do a 4-3. They'll run a 4-3. And they had them, man. The secondary was back there just picking shit apart, picking shit. They was picking shit like it was cotton, man. You know what I'm saying? And they had them four men on that line, man. They'll collapse that pocket. Like, how them boys was, hey, man, that's what the Bears need, man. The Bears need a strong lineman like them boys got. The mother brothers couldn't do nothing with him, man. And that's why Mahomes was getting sacked. He got sacked like, man, Mahomes got sacked like, what, it was about 6 times? Man, look, he was getting sacked. They wasn't even blitzing. Look, man, anytime you getting sacked like that and your defense didn't blitz at all, man, that's probably one of the best defenses I've seen since the Legion of Boom or, um, you know, that one year the Bears went the Urlacher Bears. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of defense I saw out there when they played Washington. I'm like, man, these boys played Washington, man. I said they gonna win the Super Bowl. I saw how they played Washington. And that young quarterback, man, Jaden Daniels, he's a dog, man. When I saw how they was getting to him and man, collapsing that pocket like that, I said, you know what, man? Them boys going to the Super Bowl, man. They gone. They going. And they gonna win it. Man, I just knew Philly was gonna win it all this year. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling brothers at the shop, man, don't bet on Kansas City, because you're gonna lose your money. And I bet on Philly, man. I won a couple dollars, man. I went online. I was trying to bet more money, but my DraftKings app not working properly. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. I gotta figure out what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying, with them, because they tripping. But I could have made more money and won more money, but it's all good. But DraftKings was tripping. She funny, man. She funny. But yeah, man. So you know, I just knew, man, that they was gonna win, and I was telling people like, man, look, don't bet on the motherfuckers, man, because you're gonna lose your money. And a lot of people lost money, man. One of my little homies, shout out to him. He came to the shop today, talking about how he lost his money. He like, man, I lost a lot of money. I put everything on. And then he said, little bro going to Miami tomorrow. I'm like, oh man, you lost your money. You going to Miami. But that's my little brother, man. Shout out to him, man. I knew that kid since he was a baby, man. I like chopping it up with little bro because, to be that young, he's real smart and wise for his age, man. So I like talking to young guys that's mature for their age. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to enlighten them on things, and you know, we always talk about life, and what I'm saying, the do's and don'ts, and dealing with women, the do's and don'ts, and you know, things you shouldn't do, what I'm saying, in life. But shout out to little bro. But man, to that halftime performance, man, what I don't like is how, a lot of people, especially our people, man, our black people, we so quick to tear each other down. You know what I'm saying? We so quick to let the man manipulate how we think of our brothers and sisters. I'm gonna tell you what I got from Kendrick Lamar performance. First of all, he's a conscious rapper. He always been. The guy's a conscious rapper. So his raps, you may hear them one way, but they may be very symbolic to the message in the music. Because all music have messages in them. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad messages. You just got to read through the lines. But Kendrick music, like I say, by him being more of a conscious rapper, his music be more symbolic to the average. Because one thing I like about him, man, like I said, I became a fan. He grew on me. Because I wasn't a fan when he first came out, but his music grew on me. But one thing about him, man, he's conscious. So, conscious rappers, they raps may have deep meanings. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a story he telling about the ghetto or the story he telling about, America and how we was enslaved, and, just listen to it. You know, all his music is symbolic, and it's good music, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Kendrick. Like I was saying on here earlier, I also like Drake too. Drake is arguably one of the greatest artists to ever live. Like he probably gonna go down as one of the greatest artists ever, due to you know he probably gonna go down as the greatest artist, as one of the greatest artists ever. And man, I like both of their music, man. I just wish, what I'm saying, whatever the beef is, at the end. And man, I would, them brothers should do an album together. I think if they did an album together, man, that album would go triple times platinum, because both of them, you bring a conscious rapper with a rapper that make hit records, and just, everything he put out is a hit. Man, that's a denomination for, man. Look, y'all can do a tour. Y'all can be look, man. They can be the next Jay Z and R. Kelly, or the next Jay Z and Kanye West. Watch the Throne. Like they can do an album together, then go on tour, and man, look. You know how many people would love to see that, man. And then they can go on tour and perform their diss tracks against each other. Man, look, man. I'm thinking about man. Look, my mind on a whole nother level. If I was Drake or if I was Kendrick, man, look, let me call Kendrick. I'm gonna drop this lawsuit, bro. Let's do an album together. Put an album out, go on tour. We can do our diss tracks to each other while we on tour. Then we can do our music together. Then we can sell out arenas all over the world. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit I'd be on if I was Drake or if I was Kendrick. Hey man, let's do an album together. It ain't gotta be no hate, cause man, look, you see what this rap beat do? It turns into some street shit, and people get killed behind it. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Tupac. Rest in peace, Biggie, man. Like, rest in peace, Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Flip 'em, man. You know what I'm saying? People get killed behind rap beefs, man, and I don't like it, man. Like, let's just make some music in peace, man. And like I say, man, them brothers should do an album together. Like, if I was them, man, I'd do an album together. Cause the album, you know, y'all can call, man, settle y'all beef, man, do an album together. Cause that's gonna make, man, look, y'all gonna make millions, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Get an album going, man. And man, you know what I'm saying? Add some shit up, you know? That's all I'm saying. You know, instead of, you know, beefing and making people think it's some real beef, like, man, Drake was in LA, man, them Crips and Bloods was calling them all out. And I'm like, damn, man, they want to smoke Drake because of this shit. Like, man, look, it's just a rap beef, man. It's on wax. Like, dang, guys, I'm pretty sure don't hate each other. You know, man, I gotta let that shit go, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep it on wax, man. Keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Keep it on wax, man. You know, keep it on wax, Woody. And I be, man, posting, man, because, man, look, man. Man, you know, Illinois just passed the law called Karina's Law. And for you brothers that don't know, y'all don't want to end up like me, man, where you can't, you know, legally carry a firearm anymore. But Karina's Law, it said if you got a carry concealed license and you get into a domestic dispute with your wife or your girlfriend, you know, you gonna have problems with the sheriffs and the police. Because what law was passed in Illinois, what's gonna happen is they gonna come hunt you down for them firearms. Search warrants, they gonna get search warrants, they gonna come kick your door down. Like, Illinois passed a law where they'll come once they get a search warrant, they'll come kick your door down. Boom, boom, boom. Give me them guns. You know what I'm saying? If just all over, you know, a woman getting you know, a order of protection on you. Now, you know, my thing with the Karina's Law that I would question and I would want to know is what happens to, you know, women that lie? Because, you know, okay, Karina and her child, you know, rest they soul, they got killed by a fool ass nigga. Excuse my French. That was a madman with a gun. But what about when women lie on guys that are responsible conceal holders and, you know, they lie on them? So what type of law y'all gonna pass to combat that? Like, I just don't understand that, man. But hey man, if y'all out there tuned in, listening, and you live in Illinois, man, read up on the Karina's Law, especially if you're a carry conceal holder, because I say you don't want to be like me. You know what I'm saying? If you work in law enforcement, if you work in security, and you're required to carry a firearm, you know, if you're dealing with somebody, look, man, I'm gonna just tell y'all this, man. If you're dealing with a combative woman that's a fucking retard, or like domestic stuff, like to keep you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's all like I was saying, it's all fun, you know. But you know, man, you just gotta look, y'all. You just gotta do your research on this law. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, it's you know, people use that to their advantage, man. And you know, like I say, some people they like to ruin people's life, man. And What I had to tell a woman that called me private today, yesterday, is look, man, you already fucked me over once. Excuse my friend. You already did something damaging once. Well, I can no longer carry firearms, and you try to send me to jail, and it's like now I can't deal with you no more. You know what I'm saying? I can be cool with you, but when you start tweaking, I don't even want to be cool with you. You know what I'm saying? And I can never be cool with nobody that did something dirty to me like that. Like, man, you know, the younger me, man, would have been on some madness. You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes you just gotta walk away from stuff, man, that's gonna endanger you or put you in a situation that's compromising to your freedom, your future, everything. Like, I'm not dealing with that shit, man. Like, and I don't got to, man. See, that's the that's the beauty behind things. Like, you could just walk away from people, man, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So man, just dealing with somebody, man, like you just don't you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with nobody that's not right. You know what I'm saying? You could just move around from them and let them be not right by themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with nobody that ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, man. You can't force nobody to deal with you or be with you. Like, only mad people think like that, man. You keep fucking around, you fuck around, lose everything too, man. Cause man, you can't just, you gotta respect people, man. These laws are so tight nowadays. It ain't like it was back in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? These laws so tight with people, man. Your ass, man, you breathe on a person wrong, you going to jail. Man, I'm not trying to go to jail. Like I was explaining to people, like, man, sometimes you just gotta walk away from people that ain't right. You know, people that lie, you know what I'm saying, cheat and steal, you know what I'm saying. The motherfucker they probably a kill, you know what I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying, man. Look, I'm not fucking with nobody that's mentally not there. You know what I'm saying, doing dumb shit. Like, I don't fuck with dummies. A dumb motherfucker will trick you out of here, man. And when I realize a person like that, they not only dumb, they're emotionally dumb, they mental. Like when I realize somebody is like that, I get the fuck from around them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking with you ever again. Like when you doing some emotional bullshit to me, or some emotionally, mentally draining, disturbing things like lying and trying to, get me in trouble, and it's like, oh yeah, man, I ain't never done with you again. Like hey, that shit dead. You know what I'm saying? I wish you well, but man, I ain't dealing with that, man. Don't no man want to deal with nobody um that's like that. So I'm gonna tell you, if you ever loved and cared about somebody, you wouldn't want to see them all messed up and fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't want to see nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? If you really can't love somebody, you don't want to see them fucked up. Only people want to see you fucked up is people that don't love you, that hate you, or they want to see you fucked up so they can shit on you. Now I was just talking to my buddy about that. Shout out to him, man, bro. I was talking, bro was saying, that's how his old lady was, man. Bro was just telling me like, man, she be doing shit like I give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck. I'm like, bro, I don't either. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shorty bad, call me bad, look, be flirting with motherfuckers while she on the phone with me. She don't know. I don't give a fuck. Why is you calling? Like, you gonna call me just so you can flirt in another man's face? Like, I really care. Like, I don't care, shorty. I don't fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want. You a grown woman. I never fuck with you again. So, hey, man, live your life, man. Cause that's what I do. I live my life, man. I don't. Hey, you calling me? I don't call you. Never will. You know what I'm saying? I don't call people that ain't right. You don't be on my mind to call you. You know what I'm saying? Who wanna call somebody that tried to send their ass to jail, sold and stole and all their shit and threw all their shit away that they owned? Like who would wanna deal with somebody like that? Like you gotta be crazy. Man, let me just tell y'all this on here. Like you gotta be a crazy individual to deal with a fucking sicko like that. Like, ain't nobody dealing with you, man. You a case. A head case, a criminal court case. Like, no. Man, I'm not dealing with you, man. I wish you well in life, man. Move on with your life. I pray for you, man. And man, just I pray you find somebody that you don't have to be crazy with. 'Cause I'm not dealing with that shit, man. I don't care who you is. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with, what I'm saying, just some bullshit. Like, who want to deal? Man, when you get look, y'all, man, YouTube land. This is my YouTube channel. When you get to a certain age in life, it's like you don't have time for no bullshit, man. No motherfucker with no mood swings and changes. Like man, I was just watching this young lady video, man. Shout out to her, man. She was talking about the young ladies that died. The young lady, and prayers to the young ladies, man. The young lady that died with the 6 kids, and the other young lady who did the shooting or is in custody for it. They have 3 kids. I just say, man, look, man, all the senseless killing gotta stop. Like, it gotta stop, man. You ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody, man. Like, man, I'm at a, man, when I was younger, man, I used to look at that shit, man, think, I gotta prove myself, man. You ain't gotta prove yourself to nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, senseless killing, man, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn how to walk away from shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll be better for you. Like, man, I had to walk away from a motherfucker that did some foul shit to me. Like, excuse my French for cursing, but I had to walk away from a person that did some foul stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Took my stuff, sold it, gave it away, and you know what I'm saying? I just, I don't respect it. Like, man, look, I don't even know why like, man, don't call. Like, I just want to, I'm like, don't call me no more, man. Like, you just crazy, woman. Like, you will have me locked up for life somewhere. Like, I don't trust you. Like, don't call me ever again. That's how I just felt about this certain person because, man, what they did was just foul. So I had to learn how to just walk away, just say, you know what, man, shorty, hey, man, I'll see you next lifetime, cause I'm not fucking with you no more. You crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man in a right state of mind gonna deal with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And when you learn how to do that in life, you'll be better off, man. You won't be getting in no trouble. You know what I'm saying? You walk away, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good that I walked away. Because I don't have to deal with no crazy, mad person. That, man, look, gets under my skin to a point where I be thinking bad things, man. And when you think like that, it's time to move around. Like, man, look, I don't want to be around nobody that got me in a bad state of mind or doing something that ain't right by me or to me. I'd rather just leave you alone and let you find the next man to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Find you somebody else you can do all that crazy shit to, man. Cause I ain't on that, man. We trying to, we got a goal, man, to try. I got a goal that I'm trying to accomplish and reach. So dealing with people that brings you down or have you in a bad mind space, it's like, nah, we not doing that. We getting away from you. So that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta learn how to just walk away from people and situations, regardless what it is. Man, if you know if it's a situation that'll put you gotta think, man, look, sometimes you gotta not only think for yourself, but you gotta think for others. And I talk about this all the time on here. Like, you gotta think for not only yourself, but you gotta think for others. And man, shout out to Governor Blagojevich, man. I'm glad they pardoned him. Let me see what he's saying.
Way back in 2012, 2013, 2014, when they put me in a prison behind a barbed wire fence, the inmates call it the razor wire.
The razor wire.
This is fresh in my mind because I'm writing a book about that experience, and I can't help but forget the things that, some of the experiences I went through. And I remember one of my first visits to see Patty in
Lego.
And her little Annie was still only 8 years old. And before going in to see my family, there's a fee you have to pay, a price you have to pay before you can see your family. That's being searched. Full body cavity strip search going in, a full body cavity strip search going out. And while I was doing one of those undignified things, a kind-hearted correctional officer, one of the prison guards, a man who was raised in the black churches and had a deep, abiding faith of the Christian faith, told me a story. He advised me, go read Genesis chapter 38 to 50, the story of Joseph. And at the end of that story, a man who was innocent, was condemned to prison, but God favored him and pulled him out. At the end of that story, Joseph says to those who persecuted him and had something to do with what happened to him, his brothers who sold him out, he said, what you meant for evil, God meant for good.
Yep.
I truly believe that as bad as this has been, I can't begin to tell you how blessed and fortunate I've always felt to be able to walk through life with Patty. It's been the most gracious thing. She defied the odds.
Man, I'm glad Blake go out. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Glad he out.
She was going to leave. She didn't leave. She stayed. After 8 years of incarceration, when better than
Patty Kane stayed in his corner.
A man's in prison for more than 4 years, they don't stick around. But I've been blessed and fortunate to have fallen in love with and walked through life with my loving wife and our daughters. It was faith, hope, and love that brought us home. And so grateful to the people who've been supportive of us, who've been so kind with their words of encouragement through all those hard years.
Out here in Ravenswood.
One more time, let me tell you from the bottom of my heart how deep my appreciation and gratitude is for President Trump. I believe President Trump is well on his way to be the most consequential president in American history since Franklin Roosevelt. He is going to change things and make things better, and among the things he's going to change, I believe, he's going to save our democracy by putting a stop to weaponized prosecutions for political purposes and lawfare. Leonard?
Man, look. Shout out to Blako, man.
No comment.
Are you going to run for public office now that you're part?
Yes, please.
She's here. No comment.
Man, let Blako run again, man. I want Blako to run. Look, President Trump doing strategic moves, man.
Look, you're asking me political questions about whether or not I want to run for public office.
You should.
I'm so grateful for what President Trump did for me and for my family. Patty's made it abundantly clear that I ever do that again. I'm quoting you. She said, I'll be doing that with my second wife. I don't want to lose her.
You just became a victim of weaponization of prosecutors.
I'm not going to comment on that, and I haven't been following that. Leonard, come and talk, please. Then I'll answer more questions.
Yeah.
That's his lawyer.
I met Rod in 2011. I've been fighting for his freedom ever since, and this is a happy day. And I just want to say there's not many people that come through the federal system and can actually come out the other side with their house, with their family intact. It says a lot about the strength of this man and this amazing wife, Patty. Patty that he has. And I just also want to say this is a case that was built on a political deal that was never a crime. He never should have done a day. And I also thank President Trump for doing the right thing. This is what pardon power is supposed to be for, to correct an injustice.
Boy, they got my boy
Thank
Blago.
you all for the support, and it's been my honor to get to know these people.
Leonard, what's the communication been like with the White House in recent days? Please comment on that.
I have no comment on that.
Can I say something about Leonard? He's not only a good man, he's a great lawyer. And it's been a real pleasure and an honor having him represent us and the appeal that he wrote. I would spend hours in prison rereading his appeal, something like 90-something pages. It was very meticulous. He's a great writer, good short sentences. But most of all, he's just a good effing guy. And what a great experience it's been with Leonard. Even though...
I'm sorry, y'all. I like stuff like this.
In that second rigged, corrupt trial run by a judge who was a political hack.
How did you hear? Did Trump call you directly?
You have to talk to Ron. No,
How did you find out? Did Trump call you directly?
And I'm going to try to call President Trump myself and personally thank him. But Patty and I were spending a quiet evening at home 2 Saturdays ago, and the phone rang, and someone that I know through the Trump campaign, it was his call, and he was calling, and I answered it. Really a good guy, very effective. And I said, "Hey, Sergio, how you doing? Congratulations on your big position." And he said, "Hold on a minute, Gov. An old friend would like to say hi to you." And then I got on the phone, and it was President Trump, and he told me that this is what he was going to do, and so we've known him for a couple of weeks. And again, what can I say? It's just he's just a great effing guy.
Man, bless his heart, man. See, now this one thing I like that Trump did, man. He pardoned Blago, man.
You know, one benefit of that experience is that nobody can hurt you anymore after they do that to you. And you face that, and you have to endure that. And, you know, people ask me sometimes, well, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment in life? They said, being governor. And my answer is no, not even close. My greatest accomplishment is falling in love with Patty and having our children and standing up to these corrupt prosecutors, never giving in. Never ever giving in to the threats, the extortion, the shakedown, and the offers of leniency. If I'd be willing to say what they want me to say, I wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't do it because, as I said, my children, my wife, my late parents, me, and the people of Illinois, and your right to vote for me or against me. I was defending the right of all of the people out there who want to vote against me because it's their decision. The right of the people to choose their leaders in elections free and fair, not have them taken from us or interfered with by weaponized prosecutors who turn themselves into political hitmen.
Do you expect on you in dealing conversations, though, that got you in trouble at all?
Not at all. That's good government. The first Mayor Daley used to say, good politics is good government is good politics. And Abraham Lincoln was our greatest president. Maybe Trump will surpass him. But Abraham Lincoln was our greatest president because he was a master of politics, and he was able to govern because of his political skills. And the slaves would not have been freed had it not been for Lincoln's great skill at politics. The 13th Amendment would have never passed had not Lincoln engaged in wheeling and dealing to make it happen so that he can get those senators to support the 13th Amendment. So no, not at all. What I was doing was trying to do right by the people. And by the way, 98% of those FBI tapes that talk about all the potential deals we talked about, including the ones leading up to my arrest, that prove Patrick Fitzgerald is an effing liar when he said he was stopping a crime spree before it happened. On the night before, and the days before, you ought to hear those tapes and what I was about to do and what he stopped. So maybe now we can get some of those tapes played, and you see that this prosecutor Shar, the lead prosecutor in court, how he directly lied to the jury when I was testifying about what was on those tapes. They wouldn't let me play the tapes in court to corroborate what I was saying. And he goes and tells the jury, go back in the jury room and listen to how many times he talks about the Madigan deal, which would have provided health care for people, public works, 500,000 jobs with a big capital project, public works bill, and a written promise not to raise taxes on the people. That was the deal. And Rahm Emanuel, the day before, I was told by my chief of staff, agreed to be the go-between. And then the next morning, they come here at 6 o'clock in the morning with SWAT teams around my house and a hostage negotiator to arrest the sitting governor of the 5th largest state.
Was
So no.
Patrick Fitzgerald protecting
Damn.
Barack Obama?
This is real, man. You hear what he's
I don't
saying?
know, but Barack Obama's 302s are still being covered up.
Governor, is it unconstitutional for the state to bar you from running for office now that your convictions have been wiped away?
I believe it was always unconstitutional.
Will you
But it-
challenge again? I know you lost that case in court.
I know, but look who's here. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. This isn't about me running for office again, honestly. It is, however, a step towards me trying to serve my country some more and doing what I think is right for our country.
What is the one thing you want to do? And you will comment on potential ambassadorship. What is next for you and the party?
Well, I think more of what I've been doing. I'm writing a book about the experience. It's a story that starts with one president, President Obama, ends with another, President Trump, and most of the stories about a governor in prison with Crips and Bloods and gangster disciples and Sinaloa cartel drug dealers who look up to El Chapo, the drug lord, like my two daughters look up to Taylor Swift. There were murderers in that prison they put me in for the first 2.5 years. I went from a 50,000 square foot governor's mansion to a 6 foot by 8 foot prison cell. I reached and searched for God and found him. I learned that in the sadness of life, that's something we often do, is to search for God. And I found him. And it was my Christian faith that gave me the strength I needed to endure, to persevere, to overcome, and my love for my family. It really was faith, hope, and love. St. Paul, first letter of Corinthians, chapter 13. So I'm writing that book, and I do some business and some consulting work and things of that sort, and I'll keep doing that. And I'll be as helpful as I possibly can be to President Trump and his efforts to save our democracy and make our country better.
Consulting work for who?
Well, I mean, I've got private clients. I don't think they'd appreciate me. You trying to get me fired or something?
What did you do on those 2 trips to Serbia?
Shout out to Blake.
Well, I met President Vucic. My father came from Serbia.
For the trip?
My father came from Serbia, and I was invited to go there and meet with him and do some business.
What happened with your pension?
You know, Patty thinks about those things. I never ever did, and I still don't. They took it away. I know that. Took my law license away.
They gotta get his pension and his law license
And I
back.
shouldn't say that, but it was wrong. I deserve my law license for standing up for the rule of law. And my pension, I never really thought much about that.
They gotta get that
I
back.
consider myself young, even though the number of years I lived belie that. But, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Did you want to address that, honey? You don't have to, do you? Huh?
No.
Well, she kept us in our home, and she built her little business as a single mom all by
Man.
herself. I miss my daughters growing up because of what they did. But she raised our 2 little girls beautifully. They're grown. They both do great in school. They take after their mother. And our older daughter is doing great. Our little one's doing great. And we're so blessed and grateful. And I really believe that what happened was for a purpose, something much larger than us.
Yep. It is.
What do you say to all the innocent people that are in prison that they don't have the document?
Yeah, senor. I think it's very important for us to build on President Trump's first step, and the First Step Act that he was able to pass, criminal justice reform. It was Donald Trump who did that, not a Democratic president. Donald Trump who began the process of undoing the 1994 crime bill that Joe Biden sponsored and Bill Clinton signed. I'd like to see us take a second step. I learned a lot of hard lessons from that experience I was in. It just reaffirmed what I really knew, but never really knew deeply, and that is that the criminal justice system is a racist system, and it disproportionately discriminates against people of color, particularly black people. And first-time nonviolent drug offenders, first
20
time,
years.
given these long sentences, it's almost impossible for them to have a chance at a second chance.
Yep.
President Trump began that process, a significant step with the First Step Act
Yep.
that led to the freedom for a lot of people.
Yep.
I think there's more to be done, a lot more to be done. And I do think that part of that criminal justice reform needs to include holding prosecutors who are
Accountable.
power accountable for what they've done. And I think it's really important moving forward that we do something like that. If I'm right, and I am right, if you can use an unlawful standard as they did to get convictions for things that are legal, that the Supreme Court says is a First Amendment protected right, if they can get away doing that, there's no difference between doing that and a dirty cop who plants a murder weapon to frame an innocent man. And so those cops who do that go to jail. How is it these prosecutors are immune from that sort of thing?
It was also announced today that Eric Adams, Mayor of New York, the Justice Department is not going to prosecute him any longer. Do you see any parallels between your case and his case?
I see. No, man, you're wrong. I see a parallel in that he upset some powerful people, political people, and all of a sudden he became a target of something. And apparently they're talking about upgrades on a flight to Turkey or something. I don't know a lot about the details. I don't even have that. But I'm glad to hear that they're not going to prosecute him because it all sounded like a bunch of baloney to me.
Are you glad that Charles Kushner got a pardon? What he did? Charles Kushner was accused of hiring a hooker debate his brother-in-law.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes. Yes, very much. I believe that's part of my destiny, and I believe I must do it. I do believe that. I believe I've been blessed with a miracle, but President Trump has been God's instrument. I believe that deeply, and I believe it's my calling. I very much do. And I hope to be able to work with the current administration in that direction. And I believe, look, I know him enough. I don't know him that well, but I know him enough to know when he sees something wrong, he doesn't hesitate. This man, President Trump, acts to undo wrongdoings. And so a lot of it has to do with getting information to the people who have the power to make the decisions. And I think I could be helpful that way. And do more than that, but certainly that.
As a Serbian, do you support President Trump standing up against Vladimir Putin?
Is that the same guy?
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm not going into foreign affairs. Are you crazy? I don't know.
You're not going to be in this for the Serbians.
Anybody, Leonard, you want anything you want to say? Yes. Anyway, thank you so much. It's nice to see you guys again. He's never ever asked me for anything, by the way. I should point that out. Never ever. Yeah. What does he want? Yeah.
Governor Ron Blagojevich speaking for about 20 minutes outside his home in Ravenswood Manor after he was pardoned by President Trump late today. He spent 8 years of a 14-year prison sentence. He was commuted. His sentence was commuted back in February of 2020, and now
see,
he's been
I'm gonna
pardoned,
tell you,
which removes the guilt and civil disabilities regarding.
That's a true look, man. I'm glad they pardoned Rob Blagojevich, and I'm gonna tell you why, man. I always thought that was a messed up case, man. I thought, like, they were saying he was trying to sell a Senate seat, and it's like, I went into a lot of details of that, but I just thought it all smelled fishy. Like I thought, it someone right with that situation. I think it was like political, somebody wanted their political enemy, ally out the way, political enemy out the way, and that's what they did, man. They set him up. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
He's got a gun in his fucking hand. Head south on exit 53. We're gonna do trying to fucking hijack somebody. This dude just he's got a fucking rifle on him. Continue for half a mile. This dude's legit got a fucking legit rifle on him. Look at that fucking rifle.
Run his ass over. He's gonna talk to him.
Head south on I-90 east.
And you looking at him and driving. They gonna shoot at you, man. Shoot his head up.
Continue on.
This the only seat y'all got? What you want? What you need? A bigger chair or something.
Oh man, y'all, I'm sorry. They bought the couch out for me. They bogus as hell, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Blako, man. They just you know what I'm saying, pardoned him, man. You got a president pardon, you know what I'm saying, by Trump, man. Shout out to Trump for that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, he doing a lot of good too, y'all. I don't think he ain't just doing bad, man. You know, like I say, that first step back, man, I just think that was, man, look, that was dope, man. You know, to see brothers that I looked up to when I was younger, home, that been doing years in prison, man. To see them, man, again, man, it was, that's something I always, man, never forget. And I always, man, have respect and love for Trump for that. You know, I remember hanging in the night in the bar around the old hood with some of the homies, man. I ain't seen since I was a kid, man. Since I was like 11, 12 years old, man. And, you know, they passed these laws, man. These drug laws, where they had people locked up for 20, 30 years just for drugs. And I think that was wrong, man. I'm just glad politicians got in office to change that. You know what I'm saying? To change the way that went, because it was wrong, man. You know, it was totally wrong. But hey, man, to my people out there, man, I'm sorry y'all lost y'all money on the Super Bowl thinking the Chiefs was gonna win again. Maybe next year. And to my people, man, you know, you dealing with somebody, man. Look, man, if they ain't bringing you peace in your life, get rid of them. Don't deal with them. You can't build with them. You know, especially if they trying to get you locked up and make you lose all your things, and doing things that ain't right. You don't need them. And just live in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? Run for political office or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Do something nice, man. But hey, man, that's my talk for the day, y'all. Hey, man, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Veil the Barber. Book me for your next haircut event. You know what I'm saying? Your next DJ event, if you need a DJ, man, look, I do that too. Now, hit the like, comment, and subscribe button, y'all.